ñawpa tiempo kawsaybimi tiaqnin su ishki pura iñaqkuna kuna tiempo Gemelos ninti, china ishki pura iñaqkuna tiaqkunami nin su mama pagarichishka nin ishki wawara pagarichishka nin chiga ñawpa tiempo Puma mi yapa mikukni, Puma yapa mikukni. Yuskari sina poruntuka nini, tiwadmi iski wawa inanara, inaktiga.
Seloma sekana, Ilyorgona, Kilya, Churiuna, Docero, Ñaupapunda, Waukimi, Kuilyor, Kipa Waukimi, Amazoniamanda Anjalgun, Puma Kunawa, Iña Kunami, Tukui, Tarabanara, Tukuchisha, Rimanauka, Nukanchi Tarabanara, Kaipachay, Tukuchishkanchi Misha. Iyarinauka, kuna maiman rishon imara gashon. Shinakpi iyarinauka, aku seloma awaman, mana imas tianjo ranga kaipachay. Shina rasha, ashka, tabaco, tandachisha, aton, tabaco, ranaushkanin, shuk palanda pangawa, pilusha, chi tabaco. Atichinauka sia nya unailay kushnin chikushni aton chakana tukushkanin awaman selokaman yutakta gusto sunni chakana ashkanin chinakpi payguna sikanauka awaman sikasha away sikanauka minin shina rasha chikushni ishki ñambi tukushka minin shuk ñambi kayman shuk ñambi chayman shina rakpi uchukay rimanaushka docero ñawpa rimashka kuyllu kan urayma rinki inti llukshishka punguy ñuka umama risha inti ikuna kaptin kuyllu rimashka wawki nisha ñukanchik kilwa churiuna ancha puma wawakuna ancha karan tuna tukuy tunura rurakanchik wawqichu nisha. Tarabakanchik chakrara rasha bailakanchik, chakagunara rurakanchik, wasi urku ukuy rurakanchik, karan tunu tuklla rurakanchik, yachay takigunara takikanchik, pikicha nisha, rumi nisha, shina asha pumagunara chingachikanchik, mundo pumaras, angagunaras, amaruntas, lugar sumaqlla kawsangaq iyarinawqa payguna. Lucero kuti rimashka, yapa sumaqlla pasakanchik wawqa. Hinaqpi rina uras tukunmi wiñay wawqikuna anchik, kuti tuparishun wañuna punllay. Rinawkami nin, karan partima, karan dueño iki talichisha, tutamanda huyllu rikurin chiñambi apishkamanda, inti llukshishka punguy, dosiru randi tuta rikurin, chishu ñambi apishkamanda, indi ikuna partima. Kay cuento tianmi, kuyllurguna karan tunura rashkamanda, killa churina, puma wawaguna, ñukanchik Amazoniamanda angelkunami.
The fourth quadrant of the mandala, and then I will open it up for questions, of which I hope there are many, is feminism. And I feel very trepidatious wading into this. But nevertheless, I really feel in some ways it is the most important of all of these, because it is going to work the change that is going to go on between us as individuals. What is happening, I think, is nothing less than an awareness that the most appropriate way to talk about the intellecti of this planet is to call it her, and to admit that the goddess worship, which was repressed by the rise of the patriarchal religions, is now its return is necessary. I don't want to say that the patriarchal interlude, which lasted 2,000 or 3,000 years, was not necessary. I think it was necessary. But the fear will go out of the bomb when the hand that rocks the cradle holds the bomb, essentially. And all the bad little boys of the 19th and the 20th century who have been fiddling with their chemistry sets now need to recognize that this all has to be handed over to cooler heads who have not been scarred by the historical experience in the way that I think masculine intelligence has been. And psychedelics I count as a feminizing force because they introduce you to the unconscious. Cybernetics I count as a feminizing force because it hardwires that same unconsciousness and raises it into inaccessibility. No longer are these things the theoretical constructs of psychologists. They become, living realities in our lives. And the transformation of the species into a spacefaring, whether interior or exterior or something else kind of space, is only going to happen if this feminizing influence can now take the heat off the technological processes which were necessary to move us here. And feminism really, it has nothing to do with gender. It's just an attitude toward being in the world that is open, I think, basically to the translinguistic. If you had to strip it of all biological notions of what feminism is. Feminism is a kind of mentality which operates exterior to language. And there's no, it's like the Nagual and the Tonal, there's no unifying those two things or encompassing one with the other. It just is not like that. These things are alchemical opposites. And as such, the only way they can be unified is in a kind of coincidentia oppositorum, a union of opposites where the identity of each element is still fully expressed. This is not a rational concept. It's like being in two places at one time. Nevertheless, it is a concept that is psychologically and experientially very, very valuable. And I see, as I say, all of these forms of self-exploration and technological expansion and even space. I mean, if the Earth is our mother, then certainly outer space is our dark blue great-grandmother.
Una mi kanske mas njaupa, churuna riska walmiri chusi. Walmiri chiripe, walmi wakaska, chuchura pisa, walmi chuchuni pato chuchumada. Chuchura pisa, kari riska na bima rikuchisa wakaska ukantaska. Nuka chuchuna na mnisa. Kinisa punja wasai nuka de ahora miangi nisa mi wakaska, kantaska. Simi mana kirinas kuya ukona, mana kirinas ichiriska manginisa. Sinami, kinsa punjaiga, kari paktamuska. Simi askaruna manjurita, ikai kantana yapa valin, nyuka kai partir tukura yachini, blanco unaras yachini, blanco walmiunas yachanau, kari rakayanar, kayima. Nepkangunas yachaiti, kambakari chiripi, sinakante, kambakari kinsa punjayasa, semanes paktamungam.
Tuku urku mandacho, wasilanya urku mandaro nacho. Oile kalle toka shacho, oyari ungaro nami, waragaskaro nacho, oyari ungaro nami. Gusto munay gacho, munay oyari ungaro nacho. Gusto ronacho, uyari ungaro nami. Wala gaskaro nacho, uyari imri. Imri, kita vaya cheka silisi. Kara tonoro nami, karang mandaro nami, hichor ko mandawar me mutola, magre war me kantaska, uko chola sayaunga. Gustoro nasi tojo, wasela ine orkope. Gusto verde helicóptero lasan, war me monto sayachi. turun istutu tukam galar nama yari Waragas karunami tukuy dutula uyarong karunami gusto kay rumi mandatula mana kay larumi chu Hondas karumimi
Masque, Europa, Roma, Leipzig,